Howdy. How you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day today. Also, I'm going to turn down the volume of this mic because in my last videos I heard myself breathing and I thought that was very annoying. So let me turn that down for you guys real quick. Let me come right here into the settings. I'm going to go to sound. This one, right, I'm sure the volume is, we're going to put that at about 70. I'm going to put the volume at about 70. 69. 69, it sounds like it's the right volume. Maybe if it's right here, you guys won't hear me breathing, and I think that's the most annoying thing ever when you guys are hearing me breathing. But, you know, it is what it is. We need to have this on 69 as well. Well, it seems I can't get it down to 60. There we go. Use the keys whenever in doubt. And I don't think I need to save anything. Okay. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day today. Hopefully you guys are ready to learn something new. This is number 6 on trending. This is one of those videos. We have not done a trending video on this channel yet, bruv. So we have yet to react to a video that's on trending. So hopefully this shit goes crazy. You know, Kurzexakt, or however you might say it, they go crazy. I don't really feel like getting up and going to go get it, but I actually got these little shits right here. I got the habit journal and I have the gratitude journal. You know, I had to support my boys over there at Kurzexakt in a nutshell. They even have a channel in Spanish. So you know we love that. We love to absolutely see that. Them supporting the Spanish boys out here. I don't think I can make any reactions in Spanish as of right now. You know, my Spanish is a little wonky, but no more further ado, man. Let's see what they got. The Last Human, a glimpse into the far future. Let's go.
The future of humanity seems insecure.
Of course,
Rapid
it always
climate
is.
change, political division, our greed and failings make it hard to look at our species with a lot of optimism, and so many people think
Certainly.
our end is in sight. But humans
Also
have
got the
always thought they
protein.
lived in the end times. Every generation assumes they're important enough to witness the apocalypse, and then life just goes on. This is a problem because it leads to short-term thinking and prevents us from creating the best world for ourselves and our descendants.
Yeah.
What makes this worse is that we may actually be living at an extremely critical moment in human history. To understand why, let's look at the temporal window of humanity and ask, when will the last human be born? And how many people will there ever be?
How could we know the answer to that question, though? I mean, we're talking about a lot of data there. Jesus Christ.
These sorts of estimates come with a lot of uncertainties,
Okay.
so please take them with a gigantic grain of salt.
As you
To get a
always should.
sense of how many people there will be, let's see how many people have already lived. Modern humans arose some 200,000 years ago. They were uniquely good at making tools, telling stories, thinking abstractly, planning and working together in large groups beyond their close family.
What a bunch of it sounds
Still, they were
nice
not.
and simple, right? Nice little storytellers. You know, they all were, you know, in a nice close knit community together. You know, I'm sure you couldn't get away with anything, right? I'm sure the gossip was through the fucking roof, bro. Like they had to talk about Veronica. She was over there sleeping with Steve, and they had to let the people know. And that's why things like embarrassment, shame, guilt, all of that exists. All of those emotions. It's because, well, you know, you wanna fit into these groups that we had. You know, this is why we all feel the shit that we do now, because we're built to live in this, right? I am biologically built and genetically built almost to like live in this way, right? The way that these motherfuckers used to live, right? So that's why, you know, motherfuckers are over here dying from stress. Because we're not built for the way that society is today. You know, we're not built for how fast we've evolved society, right? We haven't caught up. This shit takes a while. It takes thousands of years for there to be biological change, you know, in an evolution like standpoint.
Not that many of us. Surpluses of food were scarce, survival was hard, life expectancy was low. It took us 150,000 years to grow to a population of 2 million. Improvements were gradual and eventually led to the agricultural
It took us
revolution.
150 to 2 mil? Well, that's actually kind of surprising when you realize motherfuckers weren't farming until this place right here. Like, we were only farming until about 10,000 years ago. So before that, they were just like running around hunting animals, weren't they?
Biggest change in our history. This was when our numbers really started growing. It took 10,000 more years to get to 300 million.
Dang.
But that increase was dwarfed by the Industrial Revolution. In 1800, there were 1 billion of us.
Maybe I should take off the
It took
caption,
10,000
sorry.
more years to get to 300 million. But that increase was dwarfed by the Industrial Revolution. In 1800, there were 1 billion of us.
Dang.
The human population doubled in just 120 years,
Dang.
and then again in 50.
And then
Today,
after
we
that, how
number
much?
around 8 billion. In total, over the last
Actually?
200,000 years,
Hold
about
on a
100
minute. I think he's kind of rounding. What the fuck? What did I do? Okay, so I think he's kind of like rounding a little bit, right? Let me go look at the human population. If my space button worked, but it doesn't. Human population. Okay. Oh, I don't have an I button. I took it off my keyboard because it didn't work. 7.9 billion. Where's the live one? This one? Yo, he's actually not wrong. I forgot how close we were. We're actually going in, you know? Is there like an estimate for how much we're gonna have? Look at China. Jesus Christ, China and India are fucking insane, bro. How many babies are they having out there, bro? They're fucking spitting them out like nothing. They're spitting them out like nothing, bro. They have over 1 billion more people than we do. Like, you ever just think about how much people that is? You ever just go to a place and you're like, damn, there's like a lot of people here. Well, just think about adding over 1 billion more to that. Actually, 1 billion and 100 million more to that, which 100 million is actually more than the 15th place on this list, which is Vietnam. So, you know, think about adding 1 billion plus Vietnam onto what the US already has. That's what the fuck we're talking about, man. That's the type of shit I'm like, yo, but this stat right here, this kind of depressing. But like, damn, we're giving birth. Sheesh. Okay. That's surprising. We are at 8 billion pretty much. I thought it was like 7.6 billion just yesterday. Like, damn.
117 billion humans were born and lived, and 109 billion also died, which means that about 7% and lived, and 100,000 years, about 100 billion. In total, over the last 200,000 years, about 117 billion humans were born and lived, and 109 billion also died.
Damn.
Which means that about 7% of all humans that ever lived are alive right now. As many as were born in the first 150,000 years of human history. Every minute,
As many as were born in the first
150,000 years of human history. Every minute, 270 babies join the party. But
I'm getting an ad. Damn.
Hey, do you ever walk into a room and completely forget why you're there?
Yeah,
I haven't had one of those.
there
in a
aren't just
moment,
more
but
people. Never before have we been as healthy and well off or lived longer. With
This is
growing
true.
living
You see the
standards,
over-
our birth rates collapsed. The UN estimates that around the year 2100,
Oh
we
yeah, and because you know motherfuckers weren't just dying prematurely. Like you see the people on the left here. This is probably like England in the Industrial Revolution. So because the infant mortality rate and shit was so high, and a lot of times your kids would just randomly die around like 5 or something like that. They would just die. So they was just having like 10 kids at a time. Because well, 5 of them might die. So it's like, damn, right? That's crazy. But now it's not like we're spitting them out more and more. It's just that the kids that we do have end up, for the most part, living, right? And that's great. That's good. That's good.
rates collapsed.
Yeah, it's good. It's just like overpopulation's a thing, but it's like.
The UN estimates that around the year 2100, we will hit our population peak and there will be 125 million people born each year. It's pretty unlikely that birth rates will stay stable forever, but let's pretend to make our thought experiment simpler. How many people there will be in the future depends on when our species will die out. And here, we find a lot of uncertainties. We are able to destroy ourselves through our own inventions, but we are also able to find solutions to avert catastrophic risk. We can change the direction of planet-killer asteroids, but we've also invented nuclear weapons. We discovered antibiotics, but also carry diseases across the globe in a matter of days. Our industrial system gives us an incredible standard of living, but also changed the atmosphere in the process. It's very hard to say if
And that's
human
not everybody.
ingenuity
While
will
that man
prolong.
is sitting there on his fucking yacht, I'm looking at you, Jeff. Jeffrey fucking Bezos. Fucking, I just want to smack that kid, bro. Kid, like if you are not new to my channel, you know, bro, I can't stand Jeffy Bezos, bro. Can't stand that man. The only rich guy I have a problem with. Stamp. But anyway, bruh, motherfuckers are in a yacht while motherfuckers are still starving. Still starving. Like let's fix it all. You know what I mean?
Or shorten our species' lifespan. If things go badly, our end could come suddenly. But if we manage to avoid that, we could conceivably stick around for a long time. So every day we don't destroy ourselves may mean life for an unfathomable number of humans. How many people are we talking about? It depends on how far our species is going to expand. Scenario 1. Humans will never leave Earth. If we stay on our home planet, a good metric to look at is the extinction rate of animals that we get from the fossil record. The average lifespan of mammalian species is in the region of 1 million years, with some surviving up to 10 million years. Our close relative Homo erectus survived for about 1.9 million years. Let's be conservative and assume that humans will survive for 1 million years, which leaves us 800,000 more years to dawdle away.
That's
Assuming
a lot
a
of
stable
years.
birth rate of 125 million people each year, this means there are roughly 100 trillion humans waiting to be born. 8
Jesus.
dawdle away.
How much?
Assuming a stable birth rate of 125 million people each year,
Oh, but you can't. That's not if they stay on Earth. We're gonna run out. I mean, we're already leaching the topsoil, and it's like by I don't know if it's like 2050, the soil is gonna be so like dried up and sucked out of nutrients that we're just not gonna have sufficient nutrients to like really not like we're gonna have food. It's just not gonna have the nutrients in it to support us. Like we're just gonna be super weak and shit, and it's gonna be a fucking famine, bruh. If we can't find a way to fix that shit, like. We need to fix the topsoil, bro, because that shit's about to have problems, and it's just like, if it's nothing immediate, your brain is not built. We're just not built to, like, survive this shit, right? Like, we're intelligent, and we can know this stuff, and we can study it, and we can be like, well, let's make preventative measures, but it's like, the people in charge and in power, they don't realize that their brains don't realize how much they want the short-term pleasure for long-term pain. Your brain is not very good at realizing what it's doing. It doesn't realize that it's seeking short-term pleasure for long-term pain and not the other way around. Your brain doesn't know. It just wants to be happy right now. And it will risk all of that just for that, right? So it's like, no, we might be fucked. We might be.
this means there are roughly 100 trillion humans waiting to be born. 850 times greater than the number of people that have ever lived. This would make everybody alive today only 0.008% of all people that will ever live. Think about where this leaves you. Instead of putting you at the end of the chaotic mess that was our past, it would mean you live at the very beginning of something big. The start of the human story rather than the end. Doesn't this feel incredibly different? And now, consider that this may be an extremely pessimistic estimate. If we match the survival time of the most successful mammals, then our future numbers rise to 1.2 quadrillion people that have yet to be born. And even this seems far from our potential. As the sun slowly gets hotter and brighter, Earth will remain habitable for about 500 million years, giving so many more potential people the chance to become actual people. And now, let's begin to think big. Scenario 2. Humans will leave Earth.
Oh, this is gonna go crazy.
We went from humans worshipping the moon to humans walking on it. So who knows how much further we can go? If we don't die out within the next few hundred years, ideas that seem outlandish right now become serious considerations.
Oh, yeah. It always starts off very outlandish, doesn't it?
If we believe that we have a chance of surviving for maybe millions of years, then we could expand onto the other planets or into our own artificial worlds. Life needs three things: a surface, resources, and energy. Our sun provides energy for billions of years, and there is so much water and material floating in the asteroid and Kuiper belt that we could sustain many times our current population. Instead of living on planets, we could decide to construct our own artificial worlds and habitats. With resources and energy so abundant,
Bro,
we
we
could
could
try out
100% do that. That's so sick, bruh. It reminds me of the Ark. Wait, what is that from? The 100? The 100, I think. Ah, no, don't do that, though, because you're getting me hyped, bro. Because I think of, like, all the cool sci-fi movies and shit, and I just think of it, like, dude, this would get me hyped. Like, I want to see it, though. I want to see it, because I think that's cool as shit. Like, to think that we're going to make some of this stuff? Oh, my God, that's dope, bruh.
different types of society and ways of life.
That's so cool.
An interconnected civilization spanning the solar system would create the basis of existence for an absurd number of individuals, orders of magnitude more than if we stick to Earth, even if we only existed for a few million years.
Woo,
This
shit!
future doesn't have to be grim and dark as science fiction likes to paint it. With quadrillions of people waiting to be born, we will have billions of doctors working on curing cancer, billions of problem solvers working on ending poverty, and billions of video game developers making life fun. More humans may actually mean more progress.
Oh, I feel like this video is gonna go dark, you know. They always do this shit. They give you like some optimistic shit, and it's like, yo, this sounds great. And then all of a sudden, they hit you with the pessimism, right? They hit you at the end, bro, with the nihilism, and it's just like, or it is like those dark sci-fi movies, and we all just die tomorrow. And it's like, oh, come on, dog. Like, I hope the universe, somehow, some way, the universe lets us survive, bro. Because, I mean, well, we technically are the universe, but you know what I mean. Like, probability allows it that we survive, bro. Because, like, I think we're going to do some cool shit. I think there's going to be some cool shit that I think should unfold. And if it were to not unfold, that's like a cosmic, universal, like, L. That's a cosmic, universal L. If somebody ends up fucking nuking us, bro. Because, like, we are just, like, planning to do so much cool shit. Well, when you focus on this, of course. Like, you focus on other cool stuff, of course. Like, you know, people. If we could, like, fix, like, poverty and, like, you know, people's hunger and shit like that. Like, yeah, you know. But that is the ideal world, right? Is it ever really an ideal world, though? Not really. Never really becomes what we idealize. Because there's always just some motherfuckers that just can't get past their own primal urges at the top. Stop it. You know, not enough people are thinking about ways to, you know, implement universal basic income and do all of this shit. Like, how are we going to stop this from happening? Motherfuckers really just don't care until it's too late, right?
Another upside of leaving Earth and spreading out is that it becomes much harder for us to become extinct, as you need a solar system-wide catastrophe to catch everybody. So aside from
Elon Musk
nearby
knows this.
supernovae or gamma-ray bursts, humanity would be relatively safe from extinction, maybe for billions of years. If we manage to survive for that long, slow evolution or genetic engineering might split us into multiple species, or we might intentionally keep ourselves the same as we are now. So to account for that, we'll just talk about people from now on, instead of humans. Okay, now let's think really big. Scenario 3, people leave the solar system. As enormous as the solar system is, it is just one star system among billions in the Milky Way. If future people can colonize, say, 100 billion stars and live there for 10 billion years, with each generating 100 million births per year, then we can expect something like 100 octillion lives to be lived in the future. This is a 1 with 29 zeros. 100,000 trillion. We can spin this up as much as we like. The Andromeda Galaxy will merge with the Milky Way, adding another trillion stars for us to settle.
Hey,
Red dwarf.
don't act like that's what it's gonna look like.
We can spin this up.
Don't act like it's gonna be nice and peaceful when we merge with Andromeda. Get the fuck out of
as
here.
much as we like.
It's gonna be fucking chaos. We're just crashing into a fucking galaxy. What do you mean?
The Andromeda Galaxy will
Or am I tripping? Don't tell me I'm tripping. I'm like, who told me that? Bro, there's no way this is gonna be peaceful, dog.
merge with the Milky Way, adding another trillion stars for us to settle. Red dwarfs stay active for up to 1 trillion years, and future civilizations might even find energy for their habitats around black holes. A sufficiently advanced civilization of our descendants
Black
might
holes
even
can
try
create
to
stars because of astrophysical jets. The more you know.
reach other galaxy groups. While these numbers are mind-blowing, they may underestimate the number of unborn people by many orders of magnitude. If we divide the total energy available in a galaxy by the average energy needs of a single person, then we get a trillion potential lives. A million, trillion potential people. Conclusion.
And how much are we on
Hopefully,
that?
what's become evident is that if we don't kill ourselves in the next few centuries or millennia, almost all humans that will ever exist will live in the future. Which brings us back to us in the present.
But
We exist
in the
at
present moment that we live right now is so much better than the time that we was just living in, like, you know, like a few thousand years ago. Like, oh my god, it's just so insane, the magnitude of the shit that we live in. Oh my god. Can 1 trillion people even be born? Holy shit. That's a lot of consciousness.
a high point in human history, with incredible possibilities at our grasp. Technological, environmental, and societal. What we do matters for all the people who do not exist yet. So while it's not en vogue to think about humanity's long-term future with optimism, or to think about it at all, maybe this has given you a bit of perspective. If we screw up the present, so many people may never come to exist. Quadrillions of unborn humans are at our mercy. Even if we go with
Don't say
fairly
that.
conservative estimates, the unborn are by far the largest group of people and the most disenfranchised. Somebody who might be born in 1,000 or even 1,000,000 years deeply depends on us
Oh my
today for
god, do you think this video would be alive by then? Do you think this video would still exist somehow? Well, they'd have to completely blow up the earth for it not to exist. Holy shit. Whew. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is pretty
their
crazy.
existence. This is why it's important to think about the distant future and why our presence is so crucial, why it matters what we do today.
Once you click this video, you'll be taken
Damn,
to
but you almost made me sad.
uscca.com/maps. From here,
Because
you
for
can click
somebody
on
that
any
loves
state.
tech,
One
somebody
day-
that loves tech, like you're almost making me feel a bit like, oh damn, I'm gonna miss out. I'm gonna miss out, but it's also like, well, I do live in quite, like, whatever time you live in, well, you gotta make the best of it. It ain't gonna be perfect. This isn't gonna be like a perfect future. I'm just gonna miss out on a lot of like futuristic tech shit, but there's gonna be a whole lot of problems that we unforeseen, we can't even comprehend yet. Like, trust me, it's no time period is gonna be perfect. There's gonna be problems in all of them. I'm just glad that we're in like sort of like this motion right now on a chart. Like we're like overall, you look at the overall like nature, not nature, but like the tendencies of this shit. It seems like shit is getting better, right? Overall, even though we live in pretty chaotic times right now, I think society might collapse. You know, they just overturned Roe v. Wade. I mean, shit. Like, man.
The last
It's always gender problems. People become obsessed with gender when a society is gonna collapse or at the end of society, whatever. It's just like, whew, well, I hope I'm around to see it. I'm hoping I'm around to see a lot. I actually like to experience stuff because I think it's interesting. I'm curious.
human will be born. We don't know when. But if we change our perspective from us living at the end of the human story to us living at the very beginning, we can not only build a wonderful world for us and for them, but also for countless numbers of others. Huge announcement. We're launching Kurzgesagt in 6 more languages: Arabic, Brazilian Portuguese,
Oh my God.
French, Hindi, Japanese, and Korean, on top
Lit.
of our English, German, and Spanish channels, bringing new perspectives and a love for science to as many people as possible, especially to some languages
Oh,
that
they're
are
going crazy.
underserved because it's
Kyrgyzstan is crazy.
not profitable to translate to. If enough people watch our new channels, we can hopefully run them for many years to come. This is where we need your
Sorry?
channels underserved because it's not profitable as possible, especially to some languages that are underserved because it's not profitable to translate to. If enough people watch our new channels, we can hopefully run them for many years to come. This is where we need your help. It takes us a lot of time, effort, and yes, money to translate our videos properly and run so many channels. So, to make this sustainable, please help us spread the word. If you're native in one of these languages, share our videos on social media and tell your friends and family. Make people in your native language aware that it exists. This multi-language expansion is supported by Open Philanthropy, an organization that tries to do as much good as possible. They want to help us spread awareness of science and ideas for how you can help humanity thrive.
Yo,
Their
this shit makes me
values
happy.
align with ours in many fundamental ways,
this video
so we're
makes me
going to
happy.
work with them on more projects in the future. So, please help us spread the word, and thank you for watching.
Yo, shots out, bruh. Hey, don't believe me, bro? Hold on, bruh. Take a look at the world. How far we come already? Sao Paulo. This is the biggest cities. Beijing. So Tokyo would be number 1. Mexico City. Fucking fat. Look how red that is. Sao Paulo goes crazy. You know I'd be playing that server on Apex. Oh, India? Oh, China? They have like 300... they have like over 300 cities with 500 plus thousand people in them. So, you know. I have that. Hey, shouts out, brah. Shots out, bruh. Shouts
What do you
out,
want?
man. To me, I got
What a
both.
job that I don't hate.
I have to take off the little band though, because it
Wanna
was
do
kind of
something
bothering
that
me. I don't know. I
matters?
don't like bands, but like, look.
But I don't know what that thing is. I feel like I want somebody to tell me exactly what to do.
Okay, enough of that.
I want to stop feeling like if I take one.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me end it there because it's going on too long. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are optimistic, pessimistic about the future, what you think is going to happen, make some predictions maybe even. If you made it to the end, you are a fucking G. I love you. And make sure you end up subbing, of course, because, well, you know, of course I got to ask. But, you know, see you in the next one. Yes, sir.